What is going on, YouTube? So come back today with a video discussing Deshaun Watson and his NFL potential. So I'm going to make a pretty bold statement here, but it's one that I do genuinely believe. If you don't share the same opinion, then that's fine. This is just my opinion on it. But I do believe that Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback prospect than really any of the other quarterback prospects to come out in the last 6 years. Or one of the best. It's hard to, top Andrew Luck. It's hard to top Jameis Winston. It's hard to especially top Cam Newton. But, again, you're talking about a Clemson team that's so much better with Deshaun Watson than without him. I mean, you compare the same names, because when you say that, you got to take the past comparisons. Cam Newton, obviously, with Auburn, they wouldn't have won that national championship without him. Jameis Winston with Florida State, once again, also won a national championship. It's yet to be seen if Deshaun Watson will win a national championship. He was 5 points away last year, and then he's got another legit chance this year. Granted, I think Jameis Winston was given a little bit better supporting cast. I'm not saying Deshaun Watson's is bad at all. He's got a very good supporting cast. But this Clemson team was a lot better with him than without him. Without him, they lost 3 games. Actually, I think they lost 2 games. I can't remember if that Florida State game in 2014 he was starting or not. But they lost to Georgia Tech very badly, and also lost to Georgia. They lost to 2 Georgia teams besides Florida State. In a 10-3 season. Not a bad one. Again, not a bad one by any means when you beat OU 40-6 in the Russell Athletic Bowl going 10-3. It's not a bad season, but it's not being the second best team in the nation by only a matter of 5 points. You know, that was a juggernaut of an Alabama team last year. You had one of the greatest running backs in the last 15 years in Derrick Henry. You had another good defense, another one of those great Alabama defenses, and you had a motivated Alabama team that was still pissed off about an Ole Miss loss. Now, get into why I think Deshaun Watson's such a special NFL prospect. For me, it's the combination of just unbelievable athleticism, precision, and awareness. It seems so easy, so perfect whenever he's playing quarterback. You know, he's one of the most athletic quarterbacks in college football. I'm assuming everyone knows that, but you know, some of his athleticism that shines through from time to time. There was one play that, you know, I linked into a video a while ago where Deshaun Watson he was almost sacked against OU, and he pretty much just went completely flat and still managed to escape a sack. And that just kind of all culminated to me just the unbelievableness of a lot of the plays that Deshaun Watson makes. That one was a little bit like old Johnny Manziel-esque type of a play. I mean, granted, it wasn't like the magnitude of the Alabama play. I mean, that's going to go down as one of the most memorable plays in college football, in my opinion. If you watch college football, you know what play I'm talking about. But, again, there's something special to me about Deshaun Watson. It's not something I felt when Cam Newton came out, and it's not something I felt when Jameis Winston came out. Granted, both of them I knew were going to be great quarterbacks, and Cam Newton's proved himself. He won an MVP, proving himself that he's already at the top of his game. Andrew Luck, I kind of felt it, and I really wanted to because I'm a Colts fan, so that should tell you something. But again, Deshaun Watson, to me, very, very likely number 1 overall pick next year. I wouldn't say a lock, but pretty close to it. And again, to me, one of the best quarterback prospects to come out, really, not just in the last 6 years, but in the last decade. And again, I know that's a bold statement. A lot of people are going to disagree with me because, I mean, to say that someone's the best quarterback prospect to come out in the last 10 years, people say that every year, and a lot of times it doesn't come true. And like I said, it might not come true, but that's just my opinion on it. You know, he might not even be the best quarterback in this class long term. I mean, there are some good underrated quarterbacks in this class. Really, the only 2 that get highlighted are Watson and Brad Kaya. But You got a lot of other names to take into account in this draft class: Luke Falk, Chad Kelly, Baker Mayfield, Mason Rudolph. There's a lot that just haven't gotten a lot of the recognition I think they deserve. Granted, it's not the strongest quarterback class either outside of Watson, but again, I really do genuinely believe he is an instant franchise changer. I think he will be NFL ready as soon as he gets drafted. I think that he's got Pro Bowl potential in his rookie year. So that's my whole take on the situation. There's always opinions on the matter. To say that he's better than Cam Newton, I think, is the boldest statement, just because Cam Newton's probably had the best career out of any quarterback that's come out the last 6 years. Russell Wilson's another one you got to take into account. He's won a Super Bowl. But also, like I said, it's just my opinion of him as a prospect. Just purely as an NFL draft prospect. That's what I'm talking about here. So that'll pretty much do it for this video. Like I said, a little bit of a controversial statement, and probably in some people's eyes. But again, I repeat this over and over again, just my opinion. Feel free to disagree with it. But that's pretty much it. So yeah.